So like I was saying, our next coveted speaker is Sister Aruna Ladva from Brahma Kumaris, and she is an accomplished spiritual author, a highly sought after meditation teacher, and a peace ambassador, being a certified negotiator of in conflict resolution. Now, Sister Aruna's first encounter with spiritual truths and meditation was at the tender age of 8. And by 14, she already knew her life's purpose. Born in Kenya, educated in England, worked in Canada, and lived in other parts of the world, she brings a beautiful blend of Eastern and Western culture. Now, having studied under Brahma Kumaris, Sister Aruna is an experienced teacher promoting the gentle art of Raja Yoga meditation. She helped establish meditation centers in Vancouver, Istanbul, Kuwait, and Bahrain. Now, in 2014, Sister Aruna received the Women of Excellence Award for her social work from the Yoga Federation of India. She has launched 8 books covering a wide range of topics and has a successful blog called itstimetoMeditate.org. Now, in her calm and peaceful style of delivering talks, Sister Aruna shares profound messages embellished with tons of stories and analogies while tackling some of the most challenging issues we face. For example, in one of her talks on YouTube, Be Content No Matter What, Sister Aruna says, and I quote, "Is it better to fix the world with millions of problems or to fix myself, which is one problem? When I fix my outlook, my vision, my mindset, my perception, then whatever I see around me will be okay." So without further ado, please welcome Sister Aruna Ladva with her keynote address, Finding Your North. Sister Aruna, the virtual stage is all yours.
So much, and thank you to Toastmasters International for having me. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you to all the organizers. Murli Bhai, thank you so much. Thank you, Sarah, for the lovely introduction. And I'm sure there's a big team behind the scenes, as there always is. So a big thank you to all of you. And it's such a pleasure to be here. And I know you have an international crowd, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Yes, I chose this topic, Finding Your North, because I think it's very, very important when we are passing through a storm. Now, a storm is not just a windstorm. In fact, actually now in Kuwait this week, we have a sandstorm, and it's actually very dusty outside. There's a lot of wind. But I'm not just talking about those storms. I'm talking about the storms inside of us. And this could be a myriad of situations. You could be going through a divorce. Of course, everybody's going through COVID for sure. You could be losing your job. Maybe you don't have your finances together. Of course, kids are not getting the education or in the real time as they should. I mean, there's just so many storms, and one person can be going through many storms. And so as we navigate our way through this storm, we have to find our north. What is the one thing that you carry with you when you venture out into unknown territory? And that is a compass. But the reason why you carry a compass is because you want to know where is north. And once you know where is north, then you're able to find the rest of the directions. So now if I were to ask all of you, point to north, Where is your north? Where is your physical north? Exactly. Some are pointing here, some are pointing there. Exactly. Of course, that is because you're in different parts of the world. But my point is that everyone's north is different. We're talking about the spiritual north, the internal north. And this north is our sense of self, our pure self, our higher self. And we all know, right, that we can be better people, better beings. Is there anyone perfect here today? Any Mr. or Mrs. Perfect that we could meet? And exactly. So we all are works in progress. But one thing is for sure, and that is that we all have this inner voice. Our truth is that inner voice. Our truth is a sense of feeling what is right. Our truth is peace. Our truth is love. Our truth is respect. Our truth is compassion, kindness, sincerity, responsibility, respect. All these qualities are our truth. Why? Because when we are not following that truth, then our conscience bites. In other words, that inner voice starts to tell us that something is not right. You know this story, right, of Nasruddin Hoxha. So he's looking, or the old lady, it's in many variations, the story. So the pin or the needle is lost inside and they're searching for it outside. And a passerby comes and says to Nasruddin Hoxha, may I help you? And he says, yes. He says, what are you doing? He said, well, I'm looking for the needle. And they spend half an hour looking and they can't find it. So the passerby asks, when did you lose it? What time did you lose it? Where did you lose it? And he said, well, I lost it inside. So the passerby says, why are you looking out here then? He said, because there's more light out here. And this is what we do. We try to look for our north or our sense of self where it seems easiest. And the easiest is, yes, out there in the material world where you can actually feel and touch and taste everything. But this north that I'm talking about, it can only be felt. It cannot be physically touched. And how do I know that I'm following my true north? Is that I will have found my purpose. I will have found my set of values that I will live by. And when I follow my purpose, I am happy and I'm content. When I'm following my purpose, then my thoughts, my words, and my deeds are in alignment. Imagine you have a thought. Okay, I'm going to exercise till the end of this month. Every morning I'm going to exercise. But come morning, and that thought becomes some other action. You might have even said to your family and friends, okay, you know what, I'm going to exercise from tomorrow. So, okay, thought and word are there, but then is the deed there? Is the deed following through? So how many times we think something else, say something else, and do something completely different? So following my north is following my conscience. In every situation, our conscience guides us. Even now with COVID, how can you see somebody dying? You feel you have to do something, you have to help. If there is a traffic accident and you happen to be the only person there, are you just going to drive off? No, you will stop. You get out of your car and you'll see, how is it that I can help this person? Because that's your inner voice. That's your truth speaking, that I need to stop and help. So see, in all of us, there is this guiding light. But because of fear, because of doubt in ourselves, because of low self-esteem, we don't follow that truth. And then, of course, we are all confused and lost, right? We literally use this word, I'm lost. Have nowhere to go or no sense of direction, don't know what I want to do in my life. But once I become clear and, okay, this is what I would do, and this is what I have done, and this is what I suggest to students. And that is maybe not now, maybe later, maybe in the evening when you've got a little bit, like half an hour time with yourself, I would like you to write down like at least 15 to 20 verbs, right? Doing, action, verbs that you like. Okay, so maybe you like walking, you like swimming, you like cooking, you like listening, just verbs. Write down at least 15 to 20. And then from that, I would like you tomorrow, not today. So you've chose your 15, 20. It could be more. It could be 30, 40. And then tomorrow, I would like you to then kind of distill them down to about 5. And you say, okay, which is my best 5 from here? And then by tomorrow evening, I'd like you to pick 1 or 2. And I did this exercise when I was 16. And the word that I came up with was to share. And I must say that this has become like a bedrock in my life. To share, just to share everything. If I get some information, I share it. If I feel I have something, that's worked for me, I like to share it. I like to share my things. I like to share my food. So this becomes your purpose. And when you feel that you're living your purpose, there is just absolute inner contentment. There's absolute peace. Let me say that really in the world out there, there's become a wrong sense of success. Success isn't how many titles I have behind my name. Success isn't how many certificates or accolades or even followers these days. How many followers do I have determines how successful you are. But we all know that that is a fake world. That is an illusionary world. Actually, Maya in Hindi is, Maya means illusion, which means that which it is not. So it seems to give the feeling of success, but it's not. And so what is the real success? The real success is conquering these inner mountains. Can you remain calm amidst the storm? Can you remain centered? Can you remain totally on your principle? No wavering. Unshakable, steady, stable. So I always say, choose your battles. It's better to win the war than to win these battles. These are small battles, right? You don't get on, somebody said something, some misunderstanding, some conflict. These are small battles. But what is the ultimate war? The ultimate war is to just hold on to my peace and calm, to hold on to my happiness. And let me tell you, for this, you do not have to go to the Himalayas. You don't even have to leave your desk. You just have to switch your mindset. The moment you decide that I'm the master of myself, that's it, you are. The moment you decide I'm a slave, then you are. So this is why I love meditation. This is why I advocate meditation, because meditation gives you mastery over your thoughts. The moment you decide, The moment you choose, not others choosing for you, the moment you choose that you are a master of the self, master of your thoughts, master of your words, master of your actions, then you are. And just that powerful thought created in silent meditation is enough. It's one thought is enough. It has so much thrust behind it that really you're able to conquer the world. When you are really into your passion, into your vocation, into your purpose, there's no stopping you. But what is it? You have to get clear. What is it? So once you are clear, and then once you add, I'll take the analogy of the seed again. This thought is a seed. And when that seed is planted, what do you have to do on a daily basis? You just have to give it the water of attention. Every day, bit by bit, drop by drop, just keep remembering. Yes? I don't know what was missed, but so this is what you are here to do. This becomes your passion, right? This is my point. And imagine if everybody on this earth was living their passion. It would be such a beautiful world where nobody's looking into the other person's plate. What have they got that I don't have? Where does the discontentment come from? It comes from comparison, comparing myself with others, when I am actually unique in myself. I have my own north. Wherever each one is standing, that is only one person can stand in that place at a time, right? So only that north is unique to that person. And when I identify that that is my north, then you start moving forward. You start moving in that direction. So this inner feeling, right? This inner feeling is a feeling that is my navigation system. I'd like you now, just take a moment now to check, how are you feeling? And don't just say good or bad, or try to make it a little more specific. Maybe you are excited, maybe you are anxious, maybe after this seminar, maybe you have to talk to somebody, which is going to be a difficult conversation. Maybe you have to go for a blood test. I don't know, just try to get as clear a feeling as possible. Because once we know what we're feeling, then we can work with that feeling. So from time to time, and I do this myself, throughout the day, just take a break, take a pause, just 30 seconds, 1 minute. Take a deep breath and just check your feeling. How am I feeling? And if you're feeling pretty good, pretty happy, pretty shanti, that's peaceful, then chances are you are following your north. But if you're feeling restless and peaceless inside, then you're not following your inner voice, your truth. And so again, you have to take now an extra minute, and then you have to say, okay, what do I need to do to get back on track? And you have to kind of just step away and see the bigger picture. You know, when you're down here, you can hear the voice and you can see, right? So somebody's arguing, you can see them. When you go a little higher, now you can see them, but you can't hear them. You go even higher up, and you can't see nor hear. You become immune. So this is what we need to do from time to time in the day. Go beyond and just check the feeling. And then it's like an internal barometer. Just again, put that right back into the direction you want. Set your thoughts, fine-tune your thoughts again. Yes, if I became a little peaceless, I come back to being peaceful. Maybe say I lost my love. Maybe I couldn't give that one so much love. Again, I fill up, remind myself I have so much love to give. And then I start giving love. So this is my last point, that really when we are of service to others, that's what gives us the greatest joy. And so many studies have been done by this. When people were losing, elderly people were losing their muscle mass, their bone mass, and then they started having some extra voluntary work, helping others, or depressed people, again, having been given the task of helping other children, etc. I mean, it gives them life. When we are down and out, when we start helping others selflessly, right? No monetary gain, no other gain, then we start feeling good inside. And when we, this is my point, when we start following our north, we start showing others the north as well. So we become inspirations. We don't need to tell anybody what to do, but we start doing and others start following automatically. They are automatically inspired to do so. So really, this is my feeling and my good wishes for all of you, that you find your north. And sorry, I'm not sure what the time is, but
you have another 4 minutes almost.
Okay, then maybe
Yes.
I would love to do just a little meditation, a 2-minute meditation. So I'd like everybody to just really stay calmly, try to let go of everything that you are holding. And in this, and you'll see how just in 2 minutes, we can change the vibration of wherever we are. So I'll speak a commentary and I'd like you to just follow in your mind. Repeat this silently in your mind. So first of all, I am a peaceful being. And really feel that peace from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Imagine that every atom in your body is filled with that peace. And every atom is calming down. And now I'd like you to fill your whole body with light. A nice, pure, soothing light. So now your body becomes a body of light. So again, from the tips of your toes to the top of your head, just feel that light. The light energizes every atom in the body. Just as sunlight gives energy to all living things. In the same way, just my light, just my thought that I'm giving light energizes my body. And now I say to myself that I am powerful. And I'd like you to say it with full conviction. With full belief. Let your whole body believe that you are powerful. The mind believes it. The intellect believes it. But now let the body also believe it. And let us just take a moment now to turn to God in whatever way you think of God, because He is also the true north. As we just focus on that supreme light, that supreme light is like the sun, just emanating rays of love and light to all of us. And God has a special ray of light for each of His children. And that is my unique relationship with God. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sister Aruna. Sorry. Thank you so much, Sister Aruna, for those wonderful nuggets of wisdom. So much to learn from your talk, but I just wanted to point out that some of my favorite things you shared today was that following my north is following my conscience. And in every situation, our conscience guides us. And also that when we are of service to others, when we serve them selflessly, that's what gives us the greatest joy. So I absolutely love that, as that is what, as a student of Vedanta, we always talk about as well. So Sister Aruna, we have so many questions for you. So let me start with.
I'll let you read them, yeah?
Absolutely, yes. Okay. How to be in a perpetual state of meditativeness instead of meditate for a specific time. Fleeting moments of tranquility. So how should we be in a perpetual state of bliss instead of meditating for a specific time?
Well, it's just practice. Everything is practice. So once I see the benefits of meditation, then how can I live without it? Like everything in life. If you know the benefit of walking 30 minutes every morning, you will make sure that you get it in your day. You fit it into your day. Now, when I practice, then there's always a lingering effect of that practice. And that's what I was saying earlier, that throughout the day, I have to check in with myself. I cannot just assume that my mind is on track. So I have to check in with my thoughts. I have to check in with my feelings. A bit like I have to check in with my head and the heart. And if I keep doing this checking, then I will carry that vibration with me throughout the day. And when I don't check in, then of course it goes astray. And then at the end of the day, I say, oh, well, I should have been a bit more yogi today. So this is what I've learned to do, is at least throughout the day, stop and check traffic of your thoughts and then put them back on track. And this is how you can continue with that yogi state.
Excellent. Thank you, Sister Aruna. Next question is, how does a poor boy in India find his north?
Well, see, as I said earlier, it's not about finding wealth. it's about, I mean, we have so many stories because of social media telling us, showing us that, you know, people find their talent, people find their joy, and people find their passion. And if they just focus on it enough, others will recognize that. And then others will also start to follow them, or, you know, want to help them. So I don't think it's about poor, or there's a lot of rich people who don't find their north. So yeah, I don't think that really comes into the equation.
Okay, thank you, Sister Aruna. The next question is, Namaste, how do I develop the ability to find the north within my child versus him or her being lost in the world?
Well, the only thing we can do for children really is to be the best example. Because where are children learning from? Who are their role models? And their role models are the adults. So, you know, we can't say, you know, do as I tell you, but don't do as I do. This is normally what happens, isn't it? We want to smoke the cigarette, but then we tell them, no, you shouldn't smoke. So we say, no, you shouldn't get angry, but they see us getting angry. So we need to role model exactly what we want our children to become, because they only learn it from us. We are the direct examples.
Absolutely, Sister Aruna, couldn't agree more. Here's one. Easy to fight outside fights and battles, but very tough to settle inner battle. Meditation is good, but I still can't sit still. I struggle a lot. How do I make myself still and stable?
So yeah, in the beginning, you may need some company, right? Like with everything, like even exercise, like it's good to do it in a group. When you do it in a group, then you get that support. Like, for example, if you did hatha yoga at home, you'd probably hold the posture for like 10 seconds and say, okay, I'm finished. But if you go to the hatha yoga teacher, she will make sure you hold the posture for 30 seconds, 40 seconds, and she'll make sure everybody's holding that posture. So in the beginning, yes, find a support group, find a Brahma Kumari center. And even, I know it's not possible to visit, but at least even in the group on Zoom, it's possible to do it together. Now, apart from that answer, I would like to say that everything just takes time. Just because you woke up today and realized that you have to be peaceful, it doesn't mean that, you know, it's going to happen tomorrow. So have a little patience with yourself and just persevere, and you will get to where you want to be. But don't give up, and don't feel bad, don't feel guilty. It didn't work today, but you will get better at it tomorrow. Really, there's always little steps of progress. And so if you just keep those steps of progress in your mind, then, you know, it gets better. Day after day, it gets better.
Yes, sounds very helpful, Sister Rona. Here's an interesting question. One person is asking, it is extremely hard to meditate when your mind is full of desires. Isn't it easier to be in that state of meditation once you have either outgrown or dissolved all of your desires, so that you have one single pointed desire to reach the self? What do you have anything to say about?
Well, my immediate response is, do the desires ever end? You know, desires are like that bottomless pit, and they never come to an end. And so if I'm waiting for that, I'll be waiting till eternity. So the thing is to convert those desires. I think you have to see, okay, 1 hour spent, maybe say gossiping on the phone, and a few minutes spent in meditation, which makes you feel better. or, 1 hour spent, whatever. I don't know how you might consider wasting your time, and as opposed to that, either having a deeply spiritual chat, reading something deeply spiritual, or meditation. You have to weigh this up. And then you start to compare, and then you start to tell yourself, aha, no, I want to do this and not this. This has more benefit. This serves me better than this. So then you're working with yourself. See, I also don't believe that you can just force all desires out of your life. That's not possible. Because if you do that, you're not really giving it up with your heart, and it'll just come back in another way. So you have to do it with understanding, and you have to do it with love. It's a bit like you tell your kid, I don't want you to play with this toy. So you can't grab it from his hand. You have to show him another toy. You say, here, and then he will automatically just let go of that one. And so it's the same for us. We can't just, give up something that we have known all our life. But then if we see something better and it's working for us, then automatically we will be drawn to that with love.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sister Aruna. Is there, how are we doing time-wise? Murali or Rashmi?
Rashmi.
Yes, Rashmi, how are we doing time-wise?
Sarah, we still have 3 more minutes to go.
Still have 3 more minutes. So let me take one more question. One second, Sister Aruna. There's a lot of comments on chat, and I'm trying to search for a question. How do you conquer stress in our? How to conquer stress in our modern world? Is stress an internal factor or external factor, like corporate gurus conduct in workshops?
Yes, see, even if we just look at the term stress is actually a mechanical term. And it's how much stress this roof can take, right? It's how much stress a beam can take. But that, as you can see, has become a, let's say, interpersonal term. And so basically, whatever it is causing us stress. And we are seeing how long can we bear with this stress until we come to the breaking point. So yes, we all have problems. We all go through life facing different things, but it's how we choose to deal with it, right? We always say karma is what happens to you, but to solve it is how you respond to it. Okay? So with the right thoughts, I stopped making all that a big deal. As I said earlier, I keep saying my peace is what matters to me the most. My peace, my sanity, my happiness, and I'm going to hold on to that no matter what. So now this has more priority than that. And so again, it's just really working with your mind and your thoughts, because even the stress is created with your thoughts. The moment you think this is not right, this is not good, there's an internal resistance. And that which you resist persists. So once you just say, okay, I'm really happy to go with the flow. It's all good. There must be some benefit in it for me. There must be some learning in it for me. When you say that, then everything's good and you're happy. So it's all in your mind. It's all in your thoughts, how you deal with it.
Absolutely. Sister Aruna, thank you so much. And I totally agree that with you, resist, persist. So it's absolutely all in your mind and how you deal with it. So before we share your certificate, once again, I would like to say that thank you so much for that wonderful session.
Thank you so much.
I absolutely loved when you said that we need to be of service to others selflessly, serve others, because that's what gives us the greatest joy. And as Sister Janki also mentioned about serving others, And the last thing that you said, that when we start following our north, others will automatically be inspired to do the same. That actually reminded me, Sister Aruna, of what my teacher, Adi Kalyaniwala, says, that when you become a student of truth, you'll become a servant of truth and then automatically become an ambassador of truth. So once again, thank you. So let's have the certificate for Sister.
Thank you to everyone. Om Shanti. Thank you.